Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for my weekly bits and bobs progress video, number 49. We're getting really close, or I'm getting really close to getting all the big blocks and elements down on the background of this quilt. And then I'll start the filler stage. And yeah, no, it's all getting really, can't believe where I'm here already. This above here is done. So I only have these pieces that have to get put down, and some of them I still consider filler pieces, so I'm not going to get them stitched well, I'll eventually get them stitched, but they're still in possible flux, like I might still move them, so that's why I'm not stitching them right away. But this, oh, I should start here. Here's the carnation block finished. Isn't that just a pretty? I love how that turned out. Yes. And it's good and solid now. I don't have to worry about it, the bending of it or anything. It's down and well preserved. Okay, and then this week I'm starting on the Paisley block. I've always loved the swirl of the Paisley. And this blue and white Paisley print just had my name all over it. Blue and white, Paisley equals, yes, Benita will love it. So I had that fabric and I thought, how fun would it be to make a big Paisley in the middle and use it as a frame, and then do row on row on row of different embroidery stitches and trims, all in the one color. And I love how this Paisley turned out. I'll show you it up close. I did. This is a trim. This is a wrapped back stitch, I believe. A French knot. This is a fuzzy wool I had, or yarn, I guess. This one is a closed blanket stitch, I think it is. Chain stitch and then seed stitch. And it just turned out so pretty. So to start, I'm stitching around the frame down. Some of the pieces were already down. This upper corner was because it had tucked under this one. This was because it had tucked under this one. And this was because I had it tucked under here. So there really wasn't too much to do. I'm already down to here. So I only have this little bit to go. And then I'm quilting inside the frame. And past that, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do to quilt the background. I'm still thinking about it. I love how this turned out, but I don't want to do the same thing there. And if I use it like a blue color in the background here on top of the white, I think it'll take away from the Paisley, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm still considering it, but this is where I'm starting this week. All right, I'll be back when I've made some progress. I finished stitching the Paisley block down, and I decided I had an idea of another grid to put on the background, but as I finished, I thought this background wasn't actually very puffy and looked fine just as it was. So I thought I'd just leave it and think about it. So in the meantime, I decided to do at least some of the 4-patch heart. And by the time I got to here, I had already decided that I didn't think, for now at least, I'm going to do anything in the background. But what I did want to do is make sure that I quilted around the Paisley itself to give it a little bit of indentation and to hold the middle of the Paisley to the whole quilt. So that, yeah, I'm up to here doing that so far. And when I'm done that, then I'll finish the 4-patch heart. How far I'll get before I have to upload, I'm not 100% sure, but I just thought I'd pop in and show you where I was and what I had decided. I'll be back in a few seconds. I was in town again yesterday and got to visit my thrift store and thought I'd share the latest I got from them. This has been fun for me being able to visit them pretty regular. Um, I discovered in my thrift store this little corner of the shelf where if you see a stack of different plastic trays, they're not sitting there for the store to use in the store. They're sitting there to sell. I don't think people really know that. Anyways, I was pleased to find this big black one. Look how much this would be able to hold for my organization. I'm pleased with that. I know I can go down to the dollar store and buy a bunch from them, but you know, that adds up too. So it always is a treat to find a new one from the thrift store for $1. The dollar store does not sell them for $1 anymore. Not this big anyways. Okay, so here's my latest haul. I sound so cheap, I guess. You know what it is? It's not, I do love saving the money. It's not like it's coming out of my ears. But I am a quilt designer, you know, so that says it right there. That's how you make your living. You're not going to be rich. But anyways, I love to repurpose and not be a consumer of new all the time. So, or most times. So that's why I get a kick out of these. Okay, so you might not know, but I've been trying to collect different colors of these cotton, what are they calling them? They're mesmerized cotton, but they're thicker than just sewing spools of thread. So I've been trying to collect different colors of them, and I've been having pretty good success. Yesterday I got this one here. It's thicker than the one I got last time. And then I got this sort of slightly golden-y color, thin, like that one too. And then they had a bag of them all together for, I don't know what it was. Everything I got here, well, two things, was probably $16, which, heck, that's fun too. So this one's a sort of a crew, which was good. And a white one. I didn't necessarily need a white one, but when you buy a bag, you get everything. This one is thinner than the white one I have, though, so that's also good. These threads are good for slow stitching and all kinds of creative things, not just sewing I wouldn't sew patches together with them. And then this I was thrilled about. I found a lovely brown. Isn't that nice? And look what was hiding inside again. You do check inside of these. This is a sort of, I don't know, it's a limey green yarn, but just a little bit, but fun anyways to add to the collection. And this bag also had these rings. I'm not sure what they would have been used for. This almost looks like could be bracelet, but these are rings for crafting, though. Maybe was it macrame? I don't know. Anyway, so that's that. Now these I took apart last night because you didn't need to hear me open 11 bags, but I got 11 bags. Each bag had a set of 4 embroidery flosses, Anchor brand, except for one of the bags. I'm going to take them out and put them here. And each set was sort of matched. You can see them. I folded them all in their little groups. This one was together. This one was together, that one's together, and it's a whole variety of colors that I get to now add to my collection. And except these were the only ones that weren't with the label of Anchor on it. They're from somebody's collection, and they made cards and numbered the cards and everything. So that also came. So that was a pretty good amount of threads. And each of those bags I think sold for $1. Which makes these like 25 cents a piece. Again, I sound so cheap when I talk about it that way, but it just makes your dollar go farther when you're playing with this stuff. Like you get to play and you don't have to worry, oh my God, I spent so much money on that. Anyways, there's that. I was not so, the doilies and that weren't, again, a lot, but I got this fun yellow one. I thought that was, yeah, crochet doily, and a good standard white one again, which I'm starting to think with all the white ones that I'm collecting, I might do some coloring of them, which would make that fun too. If I do, I'll make a video about that. And a rotary blade that is a tight pinking thing. Now I don't know, it might be dull, but I thought I'd try it. For a brand I have the rotary cutter for. And then the final thing is another bag of beads. I was so thrilled with these. They're, again, heavy. The only thing that isn't, like these, are these called pony beads? I don't really care about these. However, I have seen a thing where you wrap them with these kind of threads and you make them into other things like berries or things. So I'm looking forward to trying them for that because I didn't actually have any. These are interesting and would be good hanging on things. Most of them are these topaz color, but there's a couple of a purple and a pink and a, oh, that's a pink too. And then this was sweet. I didn't even see this one. I must have been an old necklace or something. I don't know. There's a drop too, as well as the green ones. I love that green. If you know me, you know I love that green. 2 more containers of glass beads, nice colors. And the final thing was this one. It's sort of like, they almost look like they've been ground to look slightly sea glass-ish. And that's quite a variety of colors. So yeah, that's all I got. That's what I got. I'm so thrilled with that. Thought I'd share. I didn't want to take too much time to share it with you, but I hope you enjoyed what I did share. I'm gonna conclude this video just to say I haven't completely finished what I was doing. I did go to town, you know, I can't, there's only 24 hours in a day. No, yeah, yesterday I got no stitching done whatsoever, so I didn't get any further along, but I have to upload this video today, so I just coming in here to say that. I will continue this and have it done before I even start next week's video to show you that. And where am I going from here after I finish this? I think I'm going to leave the fan, the velvet fan, undone for now because there's some tucking. I'm not against if I decide to tuck something somewhere else on the quilt and it's already been stitched. I'm not against undoing some stitches to tuck it if it's that important to me. But since this isn't even done yet and it's likely there will be something tucked, I'm going to leave it. So I'm doing that for now. So probably this lace card. Yeah, probably. Maybe leave this open here, but do the rest of it. Yeah, all right. Happy stitching. Hope you get lots of fun stitching in. Hope something I showed and talked about this week inspired you. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you if you want to comment or send me a private message. I have some of you doing that as well. Thank you. All right, that's it for me. Yeah, happy stitching. See you next week.